Super cool radio. Hello, everyone. I am Matthew Thomas. This is Super Cool Radio. I got a great guest joining me for this episode. He's the lead vocalist and guitarist for Southern soul rock and roll band Stone Senate. Please welcome Clint Woosley. Thank you for hanging out with me.
Hey, Matthew. Thank you so much for having me, man. I've been looking forward to it, brother.
I have been too. I think even just talking before this interview, I think it's going to be a really great time.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be on here with you.
Definitely, for sure. Very nice to chat with you. How you doing on this nice day? I heard it's getting some snow for you coming here soon.
Yeah, man. It's actually pretty nice weather and sunny down here in Nashville right now. But we got a little snowstorm coming through on Saturday night or Sunday morning, I guess. So we just got hit with a little bit of snow, and it completely shut the city down for a day. So it's always interesting when it snows around here.
It always is. It's always the people driving too, because there's some people who just stay home. Just stay home for the day. And
I know it, right. Most people around here can't drive if it rains, so much less driving in the snow.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky to be in Indiana because I got used to driving in snow right away because that's how you started driving pretty much. I started in the wintertime, so
right.
You just got to do it, and and watch out for ice, I guess, is the best thing I can say.
That's definitely a good skill to have, man, driving through that stuff,
Oh, yeah. For sure. But as we jump in this interview, I know we got a lot to discuss, but for you, how did you get started as a musician before Stone Senate?
Man, I always played in bands, through middle school and high school and college and after college, I really started really just trying to make a living at it, and so trying to do that, I jumped into a mostly cover band, here in Nashville. And played a bunch of the honky tonks and stuff around here, for about 10 years, I guess. It was a lot of, country music covers and some rock covers and all that stuff. And it was a blast, man. And it was actually really good money. But I always had an original band as well. It just wasn't it wasn't the moneymaker at the time. Not that it's a huge moneymaker now, but we're all able to at least support ourselves on it and stuff, So it's a work in progress, man, with this. But I love it, man, and I'm lucky to be with 4 other guys in the band that love it as much as I do. You know what I mean? So and all the other band guys kind of did the cover band thing. Most of their early lives and stuff as well, so we're all pretty much on the same page, as far as that goes and stuff. And but definitely lucked out finding all these guys and able to pursue the original music thing, which is really nice.
Yeah, Def, I know someone said to me during one of my interviews, you always start off as a cover band, no matter, you eventually progress to the original music, but everybody starts out as a cover band. And I mean, right now I know kind of where I am and kind of the Midwest, it's like cover bands, they make the money. I mean, that's kind of where it is right now.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that, man. I wasn't trying to seem like I was down in it by any means, but because I mean, really, that's kind of how I was able to really cut my teeth as far as playing and singing, because you do it so much, doing all these cover songs and there's so much I guess there's so much to learn from playing other people's stuff, and so to me, man, it was a blessing, man, because like I said, it really helped me cut my teeth and stuff, and I think it's made me a much better musician and just all around, so, and hey, we still throw in covers and stuff in our set, and so it always keeps it fun and and all that, so it's I think it's a really good thing, man.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. I wasn't dogging the cover music, because like I've seen like cover bands, like they play like really long extended sets, so like it's it's a lot of stamina, but also you have to memorize all of the songs for a night, for like 3 hours or however long they play or whatever. So no, there's some stamina and some skill to it and ability as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. We always had a good time playing the honky tonks down here and stuff. And you have a few beers or whatever while you're doing it, and everybody's having a good time. And you play some Sweet Home Alabama a few times, each set, and all that stuff. So it worked out great though, man, and so it was definitely a good way to get myself introduced, I guess, into the whole music scene and stuff, Yeah,
exactly. And I know I interviewed another band from Nashville. I don't know if you're familiar with True Villains. Also, yeah, and they were kind of talking about the music scene in Nashville that has, obviously it was predominantly country, but now there's kind of a little bit of shift and there's a little bit of a spot for like the more modern rock. Would you agree with that, or what do you think the music scene is like?
Man, because I grew up here in Nashville, and so to me, I mean, it's always obviously been predominantly country, but there's always been kind of a metal scene, and just an overall rock scene here, and now you're starting to see a lot of hip hop stuff coming out of Nashville, and so now there's a lot more options than just your country stuff if you're looking for live music around here, and there's some great venues here that kind of cater to all genres, which is really nice too, man. So there's definitely no shortage of music here in Nashville, or live music, so always something going on, musically and all that. So it's a fun place to be for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I was able to visit Tennessee. I was more on the Smoky Mountain side of it, but I really liked it. I really liked the atmosphere, the culture down there. I do want to go back to Tennessee sometime soon, because I love it down there. Just the nature, but also the culture as well.
Absolutely. You got to come through Nashville, man. The Smoky Mountains are beautiful though. The Gatlinburg area, got Dollywood over there, which is always fun, and so, but definitely got to come through Nashville, man. Let me buy you a beer when you get here.
Next time I come down, dude, I'm going to stop through Nashville. But yeah, I love the nature of it. I stayed in a cabin on leading up to the Smoky Mountains, and it was wonderful just being out there. And I was young enough where I didn't have a cell phone with me all the time, so I could just relax and have a nice time with my family
and take it all in. Yeah, absolutely, man. We've been playing a motorcycle rally up in the mountains over there. It's called it's the Cherokee National Park, I believe, but or the Blue Ridge Mountain area, so that's really cool, because the whole backdrop is the forest and all that stuff, man. So it's really cool. I love all that stuff, so.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely want to go back sometime, and hopefully with stuff kind of opening up a little bit more and everything, I do hope I get down there, because I just love being down there. But kind of focusing on you and Stone Senate, so how did you guys come together in a band, and how was the name chosen?
Well, that's a very interesting story. I'm glad you asked.
All right. My notes pay off.
There you go, man. So the bass player, Paul Zettler, and I met about 2008, and we started a band called The Shakes with some other players. And after trying to trademark the name, and all that stuff, somebody else owned that name, and they had owned it since the late 70s. So really long story short, we obviously had to change the name, and trying to get 5 guys to agree on a band name is almost impossible. And so we all had lists, with different names and stuff. I had an idea to call the band The Senate, and everyone kind of liked that. But then we added the Stone from another name, and once we put it together and wrote it down, we thought it looked really cool, and it sounded cool. It was somewhat of an interesting name, and so and that was back in probably 2012, maybe 2013. And so once we got the name change done, we slowly would lose one of the other musicians that we were playing with. Like our drummer left, so we pulled in Paul's younger brother, David Zedler, to play drums. Then one of our lead players left. We pulled in James Edwards to play lead guitar. And then the other lead player left a couple years later, and we pulled in Ted Hennington, And so, but I guess the strange thing was all 4 of my band members all grew up with each other and had played together, over the last several years of their life. So they all knew each other, and they had already, had a really great feel and vibe from playing with each other and stuff. And so it just really all came together like almost perfectly, man. You know what I mean? That we didn't miss a beat, adding members and stuff. We just kept right on rolling, and didn't have to cancel shows or anything like that, man. So we were really lucky, I think. And, as far as all the members getting into the band, and, and so it was, it came together great, and so it just took a few years.
Well, it's sometimes it's a real struggle to, obviously to find people, but already have that chemistry of people playing together. I think that really helps that, you're still able to continue the momentum you have without stopping and having, this person catch up to you guys. You're already kind of moving in the same direction.
Right. Oh, man. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. It was really smooth transitioning, and it was just great, man. And so, this lineup has been together for a few years now, and so, I guess you could really say Stone Senate's been together since about 2012, 2013, as that name, and so, yeah, like I said, I really lucked out, man, hooking up with these guys, and they all live in Mississippi and Alabama, so, it's just funny how it all came together, me being in Nashville and meeting those guys, and all that. So it's definitely become a tight knit little family, between the 5 of us now, so.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it really shows in the music. Obviously, listening to you guys for a little bit now, like, going kind of through your discography, I can really tell, at least, for me listening to it, you guys are super tight with everything, the sound and just kind of the groove to everything as well.
Well, thank you very much for saying that. I really appreciate it, man. We rehearsed nonstop, man. When we weren't out playing shows and stuff, it was rehearsal and writing and going over parts and and all that. And then, of course, the live show really helps you tighten everything up, and just the more you do that, in our opinion, the better you become, and all that. So it's still a work in progress, man, but we're real happy to be doing it, and like I said, the 5 of us being such a tight knit little family, it makes it a lot of fun, and yeah, we're really happy to be able to make some music together, and with each album, man, it seems like it just gets better and better, and so it's a beautiful thing, man,
It definitely is. And you said pretty much exactly what I was about to say leading into where I was going next, which noticing from where you guys began and now up to your most recent work, I can tell you guys just are progressing as musicians. You got the sound down pretty much, I think, for music sound. And obviously I like everything about it, especially the latest release, which was Dusk, that was released in October of last year. How was it writing and recording that EP? Because I definitely enjoyed it because it had like some, really like hard rocking songs, but then there was like some more mellow kind of Southern rock songs in there as well.
Yeah, well, thank you for saying that, Matthew. Excuse me, man. With this album, we basically wrote it just a few weeks before we went in and recorded it. Well, whereas the last two albums we had done, those songs were written and then they were played out live, multiple times. But with this new one, Dusk, everyone had some different ideas, whether it be guitar riffs or lyrics or anything like that. And then we just kind of got together and just started running through every idea we had, and so we actually brought our producer, Toby Wright, in to help us with the whole pre-production process, all the writing and putting the songs together, the changes, the lyrics, I mean, everything, man. And so Toby was obviously a huge help, with that and stuff. So this album was definitely, for me, it was very different. But I kind of liked the process once it was over. It was a lot of fun, not necessarily being under the gun, but just knowing you got to pump out some stuff, and hopefully everybody likes it, but it was really cool. This way of going about it this time, and so it was a little bit different, man, but I think everybody really enjoyed it,
Oh, I think so. From what I read about it and listening to it, it's a very well put together EP. And kind of what you're saying about writing and recording it, that you're under the gun, but at least you can now be. It's now gratifying to actually like release it and have it out, and that people like it and enjoy it.
Absolutely, man, and all that stuff. We play all that stuff off Dusk live, and we've been getting really good responses, and that stuff's a lot of fun to play live for sure. Especially with the James and Ted, our two lead guitar players, when they hit those double harmonized leads and stuff. It's really cool, man. And then once you hear all the harmonies that we worked on in the studio, coming through live and stuff. And it's really cool, man. I have to say, it puts a big smile on my face,
And that's what music's supposed to do. It's supposed to bring joy, happiness, and smiles to faces.
That's exactly right, man. You're exactly right.
But how does it feel for you guys as a band to you worked very hard putting this EP together, and then to finally play those songs live and have people see their instant reaction to the songs? How does that feel?
Man, it's great. I mean, it's unbelievable, man. And then once you see people, singing your lyrics along with you during the show and stuff, it's really cool, man. It's really cool to finally see some progress being made in our career and stuff, and the crowds are getting bigger. You know what I mean? The venues are getting better, and people are really starting to dig into the catalog and stuff, which is really cool, man. Of course, that's what everybody shoots for, but we've always kind of wanted to grow the band as a grassroots kind of feel, just by playing live as much as humanly possible, and so to finally see all that coming together and stuff and have some new music out, everything just feels real good,
Oh yeah, for sure. I can definitely imagine. But I have heard, you got the next half of this album, the next EP down. You guys are currently working on that with release this year. How's the progress of the EP going?
Man, it's going great. We have one more EP, coming out early this year. Going to be called Dawn.
Oh, my
yeah.
bad.
Oh yeah, no, you're all good. I can't hardly keep up with it myself. but man, so both of those EPs together plus 3 more songs will make the full 13 song album, which will be called Between the Dark and the Light. And so we ended up splitting it up, just trying to build up our numbers and streams and all that good stuff, man. So we, instead of just putting the full album out, that's why we had split it into 2 EPs, like that. But we couldn't be more excited, man. We're going to do some vinyl for the full album and all that stuff. And so really excited about everything going on this year, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure. My apologies for Dawn. There's an next EP coming out, but do you think it's getting a better reaction and engagement releasing the album split up into EPs compared to like a full length album, or what do you think?
It was our record label's idea to do it like that. Like I said, just to kind of help us build up our streaming numbers and your social media numbers and all that. And it gives us, because we basically kind of try and tour nonstop, so it gives us some constant new fresh material, I guess, to tour behind, these 3 releases and stuff, and so I think it's getting a great response, man, so far. We actually still sell a lot of physical CDs. I know not a whole lot of people still listen to physical CDs, but a lot of folks that come out and see us still like to have them and stuff, and so, but I think it's all getting a great response, man, so far, and it's always fun to see the numbers grow on your streams and, your social media followings and all that stuff,
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm kind of the outlier with stuff. I love physical copies of CDs. I have a whole bookcase full of them. But yeah, it's to kind of move stuff and to get momentum behind you. You got to Spotify numbers and obviously social media numbers. They do really matter.
They absolutely matter. Yeah. It's a whole new ball game out here in the music industry, over the last few years, as you well know, so it's just trying to jump on and hang on, I guess.
Very well said. That's all you can do.
That's right, man. Just kind of try and go with it, I guess, but it is a lot of fun, man. And, just trying to get them numbers and everything up. But like I said, we tour like pretty much nonstop, man. And so that's always fun to document all of that, on your social media and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like to give like I know what I do with my stuff. I haven't done this in a while just because I've been so busy, but give like little sneak peeks behind because people see the show, they interact with you and stuff, but it's kind of cool, like, getting to the venue, I've seen like load in videos. It's all, and just the venues, some of the venues around the US and the world, there's really cool venues like almost everywhere.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, for sure. Even some of the divier venues are a lot of fun, man, and so, and you always end up meeting some really interesting people out on the road and stuff, and you get to play with other great bands. You make friends and definitely get some good footage, like you said, the load ins, and maybe having some beers afterwards, possibly too many beers afterwards, but yeah, it's always fun, man, so we're lucky to be able to get to do it, I think,
Oh yeah, for sure. Meeting even when I go to shows, I'm not in a band or anything, but like even going to shows to interview people or to cover shows, I still meet really awesome people. Locals from the area, people who I met someone at a show in Indiana. They came from Wisconsin, so I'm like, wow, nice to meet you. It's just so cool. You don't know who's going to be at a show.
That's exactly right, man. That's exactly right. And then, like I said, you play with some other great bands and stuff, and fans that come out and stuff, and they become fans of yours and all that stuff, man. So it's very enjoyable. Yeah, sorry about that, bud. My pups broke out of my bedroom there.
Hey, that's all right, man. So going back, so the completed album when it's fully released, like what can people expect from like the full masterpiece, the whole release?
It's kind of like the title of the album, Between the Dark and the Light. There's some really rocking stuff on there, and then there's some really kind of slow, soulful kind of stuff on there, and there's actually a 7.5 minute long song with a big dueling guitar jam there at the end and stuff. And so there's all kinds of really cool stuff, man. We experimented with a lot of different tuning, guitar tuning and stuff on this album. And it was for sure, it was between the five of us in the band and our producer, Toby Wright, it was all six guys, man, put heart and soul into this thing, and so we're really excited, man. I think this is going to be the best stuff we've done so far, and so honestly couldn't be more excited, man. Apologize, Matthew. Now they're hammering out here. Yeah. I can't win this morning, buddy. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. As you were saying about the guitar work, I've really noticed that very consistently throughout like the whole Dusk EP is that just some really incredible guitar work because it has kind of different flares and different sounds to it in each song.
Yeah, with this album, man, we really focused on the two lead guitars really working together and coming up with the riffs and stuff in different areas of each song, and Ted Hennington and James Edwards, the two lead guys, they've been lifelong friends and stuff, man, so they already worked really well together, and so it was really cool seeing them and Toby Wright, our producer, working out all these solo licks or intro licks or outro licks, or just it was really cool, man. So there's some really, really cool stuff on there. It's you almost hear kind of like almost like a hard rock feel to some of that stuff. You know what I mean? Nothing real heavy or anything, but and then you almost kind of feel some Allman Brothers vibe in some of their stuff, so it's really cool, man. I think it'll really take the listener on a roller coaster ride, man, with all 13 different songs,
Yeah, definitely. And I definitely picked it up even just listening to the first release, as I said, it has like that hard rock sound, but also it has almost, a little bit bluesy, a little bit like country rock, Southern rock to it with some songs. And I think it's a really nice style and like palette for people to really get, if they like hard rock, they got the hard rock. If you like more of the Southern rock, they have Southern rock. It's kind of a nice mix of everything.
Oh yeah, man. We all, the five of us, listen to, we all love the classic country. We love the classic Southern rock stuff, the Allman Brothers, Leonard Skinner. And then a couple of the guys are really into, some 80s rock stuff, and I know that's totally off the, I don't think anybody would really think, that all the different stuff that we would listen to, but everything, it includes a lot of the 90s grunge stuff, even some Bee Gees in there, so we listen to just about everything, man. And so I think you can really hear all of our musical influences, especially on this new album,
Oh yeah, definitely. You can definitely see the different like eras and styles of music, throughout your music as well. I think that's really awesome. That's kind of the nice thing about, living in like, 2022 is like you can look back and listen to a bunch of great stuff from, 30, 40 years ago and kind of put your own spin on it and making your own nowadays.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, man. It's really cool. And especially everybody in this band is really open-minded, and so, we any ideas, any and all ideas, man, we try and explore and see what we can come up with, and so I think it really shows in the music, and so it's, we couldn't be more excited, man, about this new stuff coming out,
Oh yeah, definitely. If anyone hasn't checked it out, definitely check it out. I'm going to leave some links in the description. But as for you guys, anyone curious, where's like the best places to find you guys online?
Let's see here, stonesenate.com. And then we're on Facebook at Stone Senate Band. and then Instagram and Twitter at Stone Senate. And then we've got a pretty cool YouTube page, man, with a bunch of live stuff. Some cool live stuff from the Buffalo Chip out in Sturgis, South Dakota, and live stuff from the Whiskey A Go Go in LA, and then just a bunch of music videos and just some videos goofing off and all that stuff, man. So definitely check out the YouTube as well, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave all those links in the description. Make sure to check it out in the description. But thank you so much for hanging out with me here on Super Cool Radio. But as we just started this year, it is barely into 2022. What's kind of the plans for Stone Senate for the rest of this year?
Well, we just signed on with a new booking agency called the Conway Entertainment Group, and so they're helping us out with the booking, man. And we're just going to tour as much as humanly possible again this year, and try and play more. I guess new cities, new venues, meet more people, and really just keep on rocking and rolling, man. And we're really, like I said, really excited to have some new music coming out again this year, you know, and so that's about it, man. Just kind of touring as much as possible, and then get ready to go in and make another record here at the end of the year.
Right on. And, you know, having fun is like, that's the biggest part. That's why, that's why we do stuff. You know, I have my podcast, you got music on Stone Senate. Having fun, I think that's my number one goal with everything. It's good to hear that you are doing that as well.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You can't go wrong with it.
That's right. But please check out Stream Support. Give a like to Stone Senate. Make sure to check out all the links in the description. Definitely have some fun listening to their music, because I know I do. But Clint, thank you so much for hanging out with me here on Super Cool Radio.
It's been my pleasure, Matthew. I really appreciate you having me. I'm sorry my dogs broke out of my bedroom there, man. So, but thank you very much for making time for me, man. I sure do appreciate it. And I'd love to come chat with you again anytime, brother.
Well, we definitely will, for sure. I'm definitely going to have you on again, because I love chatting with you. But, and, you know, between the dogs, the construction and everything, I mean, that's life.
I tell you what, man, I just can't win this afternoon, you know.
That's right. That's right. But for Clint and Stone Senate, I am your host, as always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Super Cool Radio. Stay frosty.
Thank you, brother.